السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, how are you all? First of all, dear guys, I think have we tackled the workbook, this part, workbook. Please, I need a quick confirmation. Have we discussed, explained this part in workbook or not?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And this part, semicolon, in the Huda, the subject
No,
book.
we didn't take it. We didn't take
Yeah,
it.
very
No,
good.
no, Mister, we take it. Sorry, we take it. Sorry, we take it.
Semicolon.
We take it.
Have we tackled and discussed semicolon?
Yeah, we take it.
Yes, okay. Now it's our time for
We didn't take this.
yeah. So shall we please open your box directly on page
Yes,
92?
I can read. I can
It's a
read.
fiction. It's of course a fiction. Um, so we are gonna read it to recount this new experience, the story of a young evacuee.
Yes, I can read.
Yes, yes, but please give me the opportunity to explain and to lead in fact, to introduce this first part. In fact, you guys, what is the meaning of evacuate? Evacuate, when you are evacuating some persons from a place. You know, when you move, when you move from one place to another because of conflict or war, so you are evacuate. You are leaving your own homeland and to move to another city or another town. This is meaning migration or evacuate. So, dear guys, you have 1 minute to read. And after reading, tell me what you understand from this first two paragraphs. You have the opportunity, you have 1 minute. Okay, guys. Okay, let's start. Okay. So who is ready to start? Discussing, to start explaining. Okay, Muhammad Hassan. Yeah, you have the opportunity. You can start.
Yes, okay. Recount the story of a young evacuee. When mother and father said that my young sister and I had to go and live with our aunt Amy in Wales for the time being, we were both dismayed and upset.
I want you to tell me what you understand, not to read, not to read.
Okay.
I want you to discuss and tell me what you understand, not reading.
Okay, Mr. I am sorry, I didn't understand. Okay. I understand that this girl and his sister had to go and leave their father and mother and go to their aunt in Wales for the time being. And they went from Liverpool to North Wales by tram, ferry, and bus. And her sister cried all the way. And when they reached there, their aunt did some things to cheer her sister up.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Muhammad. Many thanks to you. Muhammad Firas. Muhammad, tell us your own experience. What do you understand?
Yes, Mister.
Yes?
I know that there's two sisters. They go to live with their aunt because there's a war and
Yes? They decided to do what? They decided to leave their homeland, their own city, and go where?
go to their aunt.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Saifuddin, how are you, Saif? First, can you provide us with your own view? What do you understand?
When a mother and a father said to her young sister,
Yes?
and I had to go and live with our Aunt Amy
Yes, they want to go to live with their aunt. Very good.
For the time was gonna begin, we were both dismayed. They were upset and dismayed. Our
Great,
uh,
great, great.
sister was only 9 years old, never liked being away from home, even for just a one day. Should I continue?
Thank you, Sid. Firstly, here, let me choose a new participant to read. While start reading, recounting the story of a young evacuee. Well, Harbi, well, you have the opportunity to start reading, please.
Mhm. When mother and father said that my young sister and I had to go and live with our aunt Amy in Wales for the time being, we were both dismayed and upset. My sister was only 9 years old and never liked being away from home, even for just one day. And I knew that our aunt did not really want us, particularly as her own three children are now grown up. The journey from Liverpool to North Wales.
Thank you. Firstly, the family, mother and father said that my young sister and I had to go and live with our aunt. The aunt is called Emmy. She was living in Wales, in Britain, for the time being. We were, the two sisters were so upset. Upset me angry. They were dismayed. They were upset. They were angry. They are gonna leave their own home. They are gonna leave their own city and homeland. They move to another place in a stranger. My sister was only 9 years.
Sister.
Like being away from home, even for just. I knew that our aunt didn't really want us. Their aunt didn't like them. She didn't love them. She didn't want them to come to her home for a long time because she had three children. They were now grown up. So, Muhammad Firas, do you think their aunt, what is the name of their aunt first?
The name of their aunt is Amy.
Amy, very good. Do you think their aunt liked or loved them to be in her home or not?
No.
Very good. She didn't like. So, Muhammad Hassan, complete reading. The journey from Liverpool.
The journey from Liverpool to North Wales by tram, ferry, and bus was a miserable one, and parting from mother the next day meant my sister spent the time in tears. I was instructed by my aunt to take her out on the hill behind the cottage and play some games to try and cheer her up.
Thank you, Muhammad. Here in the second paragraph, guys, the journey. Journey means a trip. The trip The trip from Liverpool to North Wales were by tram. Tram, it's like a bus, okay? It's like a train, in fact. Tram, it's like a train. Or ferry or even bus was a miserable one. So it was a bad experience to travel to Wales by bus or even by a tram or ferry. Apart from mother The next day meant my sister spent the time in tears. So her sister spent the time in tears means she was crying. She was unhappy. She was crying all the time. Why? Why do you think, guys, her sister was crying? Why was her sister crying? Here, in tears means she was crying. She was unhappy. Do you think, Saifuddin, why was her young sister unhappy and not pleased? Not pleased. Why? What do you think? Saif?
Yes,
Yes, you can answer.
because traveling with the bus was a miserable one, and departing from mother's.
Very good, very good. But mainly, guy, her sister didn't like to leave her home. Her sister, her young sister, didn't like to leave her. So this is the main reason for crying and being in tears. I wasn't instructed by my aunt to take her out. I was instructed by my aunt to take her out. Her aunt said to her, take your sister to the hill, to the mountain, and play some games with your sister to make your sister happy, to cheer her up. So look at her sister. Her sister said to her, please, your sister is crying. So take her out of the home. Take her cottage. Cottage is a small home, a small house, dear guys. It's a small home. You can find it in you can find it in countryside or in a village. So here, what did her aunt said to her? Muhammad, dear Muhammad Farouk, what did her answer when her sister was crying? When her sister was crying, what
He,
did her aunt say to her to make her sister happy and to cheer her up?
she said, take her out on the hill behind the cottage, our house, and try to make him happy by playing some games. So he will stop
Yeah,
crying.
very good. Just to go up to the mountain to cheer her up and to make her happy, of course. Very good. Brilliant, brilliant, Muhammad, of course. Let's move to the second part. The following day, dear guys, here I want you to read this paragraph carefully. After reading, we are gonna tackle and discuss it together. Okay? Try to skim, try to read it quickly. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, okay, dear guys. Safedine, can you tell what do you get? What do you understand? Okay, Safedine, what do you understand, Saif? Okay, Safedine, that's your turn. Yes, Saif.
In the
Yeah,
following day, were they were taken down to the village, and
great.
they met the three teachers. And then they saw our classroom. And then they saw their classroom.
Great, great, great. Thank you, thank you. Mu'adh Ahmed, Mu'adh, how are you first? Mu'adh, why are you, why, Mu'adh, I noticed that you are joining Solid.
You
What are the
fine,
reasons
thank
for this? What is the reason for this? You are joining Solid. Why? What is the reason for being late?
No, mister, I was not raising my hand.
Okay, Mu'adh, you can start telling us what you understand.
I understand that mother and the father said to the young sister, I had to go and live with our Aunt Amy.
Yes, yes. So in this second paragraph, what's happened here?
John Erie from Liverpool to the North Wales.
Yes.
They
Okay.
ferry, the ferry and the bus was a miserable.
Great.
One parting from mother, that day means my sister spent time tears by crying. She spent the time by crying.
Great. 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 Thank you. Thank you, Mu'ad. Kenan, how are you, Kenan? How are you? Kenan, how are you, Kenan?
Yes, hello, Mister.
Hello, Kenan. Kenan, where did the two sisters go? They go where? To their mother or to their aunt? Yes, they go where? To their mother, to their dad, or to their aunt?
Their aunt.
Very good, very good. They were going to their aunt. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mister.
Here in this first part, the following day were taken down to the village. They go to the village school. They go or they went to the village school. In the school, there were only 3 teachers. They go to their classroom, in fact. To us, children used to large city school. This school was tiny. The school, their new school was very small. Only 2 rooms, 2 classrooms, big or large classrooms. One for upper grades, junior means junior means lower grades, and senior means upper grades. You understand? So we have only one class for upper grades and one classroom only for lower grades, and one for the infants. There were no proper desks. The discs was not suitable, was not good. Just they were only a bench. A bench, it's like a desk for 2 or 3 children with higher bench in front and the shelf for our books underneath. Only bench. There is no chairs, only bench for children. My sister was rather deaf. Their sister was rather deaf. Deaf means she can hear, means she can hear, she can listen. She had difficulty in listening. So they are trying to adjust. They are trying to familiarize themselves with the new atmosphere. Dear Muhammad Fras, how was their new school? Can you tell me how was the new school?
Not
Big or
good. There
small?
is just 3 desks and with the higher bench in front and a shelf for our books, for their books, and um, just two classrooms and just
Very good.
and
Very good.
not
Thank you.
good skills in teach.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Muhammad Hassan, how was the school?
Okay, the school was like it was only 2 big large classrooms. One classroom was for like big grades and small grades, the same classroom, and only 3 teachers for them. And the 2 classrooms were very huge, and they didn't have a proper desk. They had big desks, and 3 or 4 students
Yes,
seated
yes.
on the same desk. So it wasn't
Thank
a
you.
very good school.
So yeah, very good. Of course, their school, their new
Quality.
school was small, 2 only classrooms. So it was not. Do you think Hamza or Ali Hab, how are you, Ali? Is the school was a proper place, was a good place, or they are trying to adjust? It was not proper. What do you think?
Yeah, mister.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? How was their new school?
Yes, mister.
Yes, Ali. How was the new school? The new school.
The new school is good. Good.
How explain how many rooms? What was it? Big or small? The teachers? How?
Many rooms and big rooms.
Yes, very good, very good. Mu'adh Ahmed, how was the school? Their new school?
It was trying to adjust only.
Yeah, they are trying to adjust. Very good.
3
Dear
teachers
guys,
and 3 desks only.
yes, this was it. Dear
It's not
guys,
good.
this was our experience today, our news story uh, about a story of Eva who is trying to leave their homeland to move to a new city, to move to their so this was dear guys, I recommend reading the rest of this story, which we are gonna take out tomorrow, inshallah. Great for the students. Thanks so much for joining forward. See you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.